Okay, turn off Wi-Fi. Thank you.
No, you have to keep your Wi-Fi on.
No, well, I can't. I have a two-computer setup here. You think I'm just running one compy?
I underestimated you.
Look at me.
I'm a one computer guy.
I got an HD. Look at this HD camera. You can see it.
I can see the pimples on your neck.
Look. So,
look at that.
Look at the high quality I have here.
I think I can see a whitehead coming in there next week.
I'm one little. All I need is the little microphone stand that swings in and out, and I'm ready for Rogan. HD camera, microphone stand that swings in and out, and nothing to talk, and massive forehead. I'm pretty much just Joe Rogan light at this point.
Yeah, JRE Lite, the Lite app, the one you don't have to pay for, but there is in-app purchases.
The free version. Freemium, it's called, I believe.
Yes, freemium.
Freemium.
The ultimate model.
More like creamium.
Love it. The newest offering on all your favorite sites.
Not bad, right?
You let me know when you're ready to fucking rock and roll.
Yeah, let's check some levels here. Cam, share a secret. We'll just kind of get the levels here. Say something just really super personal into the microphone, just to get some levels.
I have never gotten a degree in university. They've never asked at a job interview for my degree.
I don't know if that's necessarily a confession, more just you're right. No one's ever asked me. I feel like it's something that always comes up after the fact, and then somebody says, "Oh, that's neat."
They like, "Oh, did you know this person at Laurier?" You're like, yeah, we roomed together.
I banged her brother. I mean, sister. I mean,
everybody, both
sides.
Yeah, I don't discriminate. Ready?
Let's kick it.
Let's kick it. A real quiet one.
Continuing tonight on Two C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's just like 2 C's in a pod, because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com. You are listening to 2 C's in a Pod, episode 111. My name is Cameron Osborne. I am sitting here across the table. His name is Cam LeClaire. Cam, thank you.
You've reached the ASMR version of the podcast, sponsored by NPR, where you can get all your trusted news source.
NPR presents ASMR. NPASMR.
Moving on to our next scheduled programming.
Do you like...
It's 2 C's in a Pod.
Welcome, everybody. What a week. Cam, you're listening to episode 111. Of course, I butchered things last week. I thought last week was episode 111. Turns out last week was episode 110. I really got dragged
I called
over
that
the
one.
coals for that one.
Yeah, I called that one. I called that one live.
Now, how were you so privy on this information that I wasn't?
Because I have to send you. I have to send you a document every time that has a file folder that I get my courier to come pick up, and I write 10 whatever on it, and that's how we do it. The
internet is super reliable or super unreliable these days, Cam. We've been trying a lot of different things, courier pigeons, kind of telegrams, brought back and forth to each other to really, kind of be sending messages as you and I live across. Do
you trust the cloud? I don't.
I certainly don't. Last time I put pictures on the cloud, somebody leaked it. Now everyone's seen my butthole.
Yeah, I am the banner on Spank Bank.
the head banner. It's you lying in kind of like that George Costanza sexy pose, but fully nude and just as hairy.
How did that get out?
Do you ever have people ask you? How is it difficult doing the podcast over
over the internet?
A lot of people tell me, like, I thought you guys would be talking over each other more, but I think we just have a grade 11 chemistry, so like not that great, but we're learning the basics.
We're learning the basics. We're not on grade 12 this, but there's clearly this is more than the chemistry class that you need.
This is applied chemistry.
This is a voluntary chemistry course.
I understand that there's molecules, and I don't know what they do.
And I'm pretty sure that is chemistry.
There's a periodic table over there, and we don't reference it.
Because, you and I were doing this podcast pre-COVID, and we were already doing remote. Like, I feel like by the time everyone had to go to over Skype or over Zoom podcasts, you and I had already hashed out all those problems. Like, we kind of figured that part of it out.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Cake. No problem. Anyone that's complaining about it, I don't know. I don't think we have many people even talking about it. So
yeah, it's
the
a
podcast
big,
in general.
it's a big talk around the water cooler of a lot of places. Actually,
you mean the kitchen sink?
Exactly.
While people are on their Skype calls or their Slack calls.
Their Slack calls, their Google Meet.
What are you guys using down there at your company? You guys have a Slack, Google Hangouts, Teams?
We're a full Google group.
Yeah. So you got Hangouts then?
No, don't use the Hangouts. Use Google Meet for meetings. But then,
what's the messaging between people?
It's either going to be email or there's a function within Gmail that's like an IM type of function.
Yeah, but people don't seem to like that one.
No, we like that one. Was it Spaces?
Oh.
Yeah, we use Spaces. No, actually, we're using this new one. This is the business portion of the podcast, which we like to touch on every so often. We like to use we're using this new one called ClickUp.
ClickUp.
Okay, yeah,
heard of that one.
Yeah, super new. There's a billboard of it just outside my place, actually, which is kind of funny. And it's same kind of thing where you can share share tasks with people within tasks, create like subtasks and templates for things. Like it's super cool. Like it's an app that is super new, so we're also pretty much learning how to use it.
So, and I think I did get instruction on this. The task is the task, and the subtask is just repetition of "is it done yet?"
But yeah, well, no, you can apply all sorts of whatever information you want to apply to something that has to get done. The one thing that's cool,
subtask 3, is it done yet?
Exactly, and then you can close that task. One thing that's super cool though is that it gives you like a little based on how much shit there is. If there's like checklists, subtasks, whatever, it gives you a progress bar. So then you can see if your task is like halfway done. Bar. Yeah, it's kind of, and like everyone in the company uses it a little bit differently, but we're all using it. So I think that's what's
great.
Most important.
Yeah, as long as it works, as long as the progress bar of society is moving up.
Honestly, as long as it moves, just move it in a direction. Pick a direction. Forward,
down
backwards.
Or up. We're fine.
I don't think I care.
No, as long as the bar is moving. That is corporate America. As long as the bar
is moving, that's a problem. No one's been moving the bar. It's been a long time since people have been moving the bar.
Just meetings are all about, we noticed the bar moved this week, and we're going to discuss if it was up or down. And we're going to do a round table to start that off. Can everyone just give a quick up or down? Cam, we're going to give you 2 minutes for your up or down, and we're going to take that whole 2 minutes because that's how meetings work.
The up and down report.
The up and down report. Is it up or is it down? This is not stocks. This is progress bars. Yeah.
Let me give you something.
Corporate life, baby.
Let me give you something, Cam. We are 10 minutes here in the podcast already, but let's get into the show by first reviewing last week's show because we got some notes.
We got some notes. We got some notes. Notes. We got some notes.
Great. Tell me the notes. Tell me what you fucked up, Cam. Tell me where you were dead damn wrong.
I don't think I was wrong at all. The Toronto Golf Club does not allow women still. So that's one thing that we were wondering.
And I don't know why you were so pro that. I just don't understand that. This is the real conversation.
I think the real conversation was that I am pro tradition.
Right.
And Cam, you want to change up the system. Cam.
Yes.
And that's where I think I stand with you. We're also talking about the big game.
Yes.
Of course, the Super Bowl. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Terry,
You can't say it.
Cross that out. Cross that out.
Yeah, you can't. Terry.
He's the new guy.
With an I.
We haven't met him yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last
so
name
of course,
Oranges.
So of course, Terry chocolate. So of course, yeah. This is because the NFL. So the NFL owns the term Super Bowl, as they should. So depending on the type of restrictions that they'll put on certain non-sponsoring teams, that is when they'll call it the big game. So I think last week your example, Cam, was because it was something Lay's. Frito-Lay's called it the big game. Frito-Lay's, which is owned by Coca-Cola, which is not the cola sponsor for the NFL. That sponsor is, in fact, Pepsi. So any Lay's, Powerade, Coca-Cola, any of those types of things, they cannot call it the Super Bowl. They have to call it the big game. Where Pepsi, Gatorade, Doritos, Dr. Pepper, they can have all the Super Bowl that they want. And the same applies to the Stanley Cup, the Grey Cup. It's all sponsors.
You're kidding me.
It's all money, baby. It's follow the money.
Follow the money. Follow the progress bars.
Follow the progress bars.
Up or down. I didn't know that about the other ones because they have the NBA, the finals versus the final.
Well, the finals is a weird one too, or the NBA finals is a weird one too because both ABC and ESPN split the broadcasting for it too. I think they have their own kind of thing going on there.
Right.
But
big basketball game.
Exactly. Just calling it the NBA finals, that feels a little too broad.
Yeah.
Where something as specific as the trademark, the Stanley Cup trademark. The Super Bowl trademark.
The TSN sponsored trade deadline.
Yeah, exactly. You can't put a copyright on trade deadline.
Just words, yeah.
You can't copyright words unless it's the specific words put together.
Can't wait for the hockey game. The puck and stick game.
I can't wait for the rubber on ice.
Rubber on ice, slippery, very slippery. Can't wait.
It's making the commentary teams have to do some real mental gymnastics.
The elimination series, yeah, okay, for the puck on ice, the rubber on ice, rubber on frozen water championship. Yeah, okay, championship.
Yeah, pretty soon.
Should be a good one.
It should be it should. It's something that is enjoyed.
Stretching it there. We'll talk to the lawyers on that one.
We'll talk to the lawyers on that one. So Cam, you better watch out next time. You're kind of in this situation. You want to be sure if you are watching the big game while snacking on some salt and vinegar Lay's chips, you better be calling this the big game.
Guy.
Better not be calling it the Super Bowl.
No. Speaking of big games. Me and you had very different Saturday nights, but at similar events.
Saturday
Both sporting
night
events. One of us left very happy, and one of us left with their hands in their head in their hands.
Saturday nights,
crying.
All right for fighting.
Tell me about that. Tell me about that, Cam. I just saw the news report, and then I texted you. Contents here, people. Saturday night, Road to WrestleMania comes to Kitchener. I go to that, invite Cam. He's already got tickets to the rubber ball game in Toronto.
It's the orangest of balls. I'll be honest.
The orange ball.
The orangest.
Tell me about that.
I can't think of a single ball that's more orange than that.
How were the tickets?
Tickets were fine. Just kind of like upper bowl. Everything was all good.
Yep. Did you get a little snack? Did you just get beers? What do you
got a couple drinks. We had gone out to dinner before or whatever.
Nice. Where'd you go to dinner?
It was called
Paint me the night.
Paint you the night. It was called Biff's Bistro.
Ooh, Biff's Bistro.
A lovely French restaurant.
Who'd you go with?
I went with Jess.
Oh, that's nice.
Got some cocktails to kick off the night.
The ultimate date night. Sorry, the ultimate guys' night disguised as a date night.
No, it was the mix of both. We've been talking about going to a Raps game for over 2 years now.
And we should go to a game, and her going, yeah, that would be fun. We should do that at some future point in time.
Well, it was discussed, right? So we went out to a nice dinner, to a real nice restaurant too. Like that restaurant where they take your jacket.
No, they took the
They
jacket.
took our jacket. And
Wow.
so we go to this restaurant, and right across from the restaurant, Alice Cooper's playing a concert. And
Damn.
we sit down. We'd made a reservation, so we sit down, and the woman's
Mask
like,
on, mask off.
Who, me?
You walking into the restaurant because I know
Mask
Toronto's
on.
a little bit.
Mask on.
In Kitchener, they're banned, not allowed.
Not allowed. Pretty much. We just see your face at all times.
Yeah, they burn them if you see them.
So walk in, sit
So
down.
they take your coat, which I'm impressed by. Do they give you a little tag, or they're like, we know
Yeah,
who you are?
it was almost like a dog collar type of tag, type of thing. It wasn't a piece of paper that you throw out or something disgusting.
Oh, even better.
So we sit down. Woman's telling us, the specials. It was like $12 cocktails from 4 to 6 or whatever it was.
And then that's not even a break.
And then
That's-
she says, and there's a rock and roll concert across the street, Alice Cooper. So you may see some, you may see a different type of crowd than we would normally have here, but leading up to the show. And I thought that was really funny that they warned us. It was like we walked in and they warned us that there would be people sitting at the bar with like leather stud jackets.
Oh,
And-
even better. Those are the people that you want.
Yeah, a
serving
couple
you.
people with like eye makeup, like men with eye paint, like that kind of
That's
thing.
sick. So what'd you get for dinner?
Oh god, well
You
I'm really
treat yourself nice.
I got the beef bourguignon.
Oh, the beef bourguignon.
Yeah,
Oh,
with some
très bien,
mashed
merci.
potatoes, and of course all the drippings, some broccolini.
Yeah.
We got
Did
some,
you ask for the calorie count before just to make sure it's in the macros?
just to make sure. I wanted to make sure I lined up with my macros. I think we got some escargot as a little appetizer. But anyways, to get to the game, everything's going fine. Yeah, and then you would have heard the news story. Fucking a speaker catches on fire above.
Right. They're playing the new Drake song. It's so hot. The fucking speakers go up in flames.
It
Never
wasn't
seen
like
before.
up in flames. There was a little flame, and you could smell smoke. And then so they evacuated the section that was right underneath the speaker, and then they kind of evacuated the two sections on either side.
So did this happen mid-game? Like the game's still playing and they're
The
evacuating
game's still going
people?
on, and they're evacuating people just from the sections.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of coming up to halftime. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go out and like use the washroom now, because halftime is always crazy. And it was funny. I was like in line to buy Jess a jersey when I heard over top of like one of the ushers' radios, like, be prepared for evacuation plan C. Blah, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. I'm like, oh shit. So I
They're
kind of
like 9/11, 9/11.
Exactly. They're like it's and what many were calling 9/11 Part 2.
wow.
I hear that, I'm like, oh shit. So I kind of run back up to the seats and I see the usher and I just kind of look at her. I'm like, it's not looking good, is it? And she just says, no, it's not.
And she's blind. She goes,
And
I can't see a
she
damn
was,
thing.
which was kind of, and she thought I was like trying to like be offensive. I was trying to like get one over on her.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that kind of like cooler heads prevailed there. She could see what I meant.
could
she
she?
couldn't quite see what I meant, so she really had to interpret and understand what I meant. And then when I saw that, sat down, and then we were talking to people beside us and like in front of us or whatever. And not 20 seconds later, they say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed by the chief of police or chief of fire, whatever the hell it was."
Nick Nurse.
Nick, yeah,
Nick
exactly.
Nurse says this game's getting out of hand.
So then because we had just bought a new another drink, so we had a full drink in our hands. A lot of people did, so eventually like we kind of wait for like most people to clear out, and then we start walking down. But then everyone on the main concourse area also like still has full drinks. Like you can't just walk out into the fucking Yonge Street or whatever. So then it was just like around the ACC was just like so busy because it was cop cars, fire trucks, and then also 20,000 people trying to go to whatever the closest bar or restaurant was. Which
Yeah,
we also,
that blows.
which we eventually did too. Kind of walked up a bit to King Street and then just sat at a bar, got some more drinks, and got some nachos.
That's unfortunate. So you'd have to assume they'd give you money back for those tickets.
Yeah, so it was actually friend Shane who we were texting during all of this happening, and he had told me that the commentary just said that everybody will get a full refund.
Oh, that's great. So
And then MLSE also put out a statement like, you'll get a free refund within 30 days. So I'm like, that's good. But kind of like
we made the night out already. Like it burned the night out. I'm not getting that beef bourguignon back. That's not covered.
It was just like that in that initial part.
My jacket's not getting taken again.
In that initial part where you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna get my money back. You're pissed.
Yeah.
Right. You're kind of like, well, this was the one game I was coming to this year. And
there goes. I was sitting beside Drake. That's my first chance to give him my mixtape. Never gave it to him.
I forgot. Well, see, because I thought mixtape, so I was recording my tape recorder outside of my radio. I gave him a tape. He said, "What's this?"
Yeah, so it's fire. I'm gonna put it on the speakers.
I'm gonna put it on the
speaker.
It's actually fire. So yeah, that initial like 20 minutes after, I was just you don't know if you're gonna get your money. It's like $300 or something, right, for the couple tickets or whatever. And then eventually you hear that your tickets are coming back, or you'll at least get reimbursed. And I'm like, okay, so now it was just we went out to dinner.
Yeah.
So not terrible, not terrible. But
you'll get another crack at it.
No, well, I'm hoping I'm just gonna. As soon as I can kind of lock down the refund or however it works, I'm just going to kind of flip them, spend a bit more, and go to a playoff game.
There you go. That's the attitude right there, Cam.
Yeah, I was kind of like, eventually, as soon as they're like, you'll get your money back, I was like, okay, if we could get the money back and then an extra like $50 per ticket, go to a playoff game, that's the type of atmosphere you want to be in anyways.
This guy's a hustler. You're listening to the hustle porn podcast where we just talk about side hustles.
Yeah, so this podcast is turning into one of those very popular kind of YouTube channels now for us, where we're just talking about finances and
I call them finances,
and how if you don't own property, you're a dumbass. Yeah. And how if you don't have multiple rental properties making you passive income, you're a fucking retard. We sort of like, we'll try to talk in this way that is
super demeaning.
It's so demeaning, but we're not being directly demeaning. We're being so indirectly, like, if you don't own an
NFT, speaking above you,
yeah, if you don't know what an ROI is, like, you might as well just kill yourself.
If your capex on your top 3 holdings in your RRSP aren't above the tax limit for Saudi Arabia, so you can cash pool that to make a tax loophole, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, turn this shit off.
Honestly, turn it off.
Turn it fucking off.
Turn it off and stab yourself in the fucking mouth. You don't deserve to live.
Swallow a fucking fork.
You know how much I make on my 20 rental properties a month?
Beep bloop. Oh, my watch just went off. It says I'm fucking rich.
My Rolex just beeped at me. It told me you're a cuck.
We gotta play. I was telling I don't have a game ready, but I'm gonna play a game with you. And it's going to be the high end, which one is more expensive. And I'm going to give you 3 options, and they're going to be things that you don't really know much about, but you know they're expensive, and you're going to try and guess which one costs the most.
Is that what we're playing right now?
Not today. I just thought about this game today, and I have another game prepped for us, though.
Okay, well, I feel like that's an expanded version of Canadian Tire Flyer Lower Higher.
Flyer Lower Higher.
It's pretty much the same game, just okay. Yeah, theme song pending for that one. But you said you have something for us today.
Yeah, well, I went to the big wrestling match. Had a fucking phenomenal time. Would highly recommend. This is not my plug it, but definitely up there. Get live event tickets now. They're back. It's just a fun night out, and you're not gonna miss that money unless you are. It's something you're gonna remember forever. I'm gonna remember going to that wrestling forever, which is just such a blast. Fucking Rey Mysterio showed up with his brother,
son,
and he was mad at someone. What's his brother's name?
Son, Dominic.
Yeah. So Dominic was there, and then they finished the match with a double 619.
Yeah, that's great. That's been their finisher for a little while now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I thought he was retired, but to my surprise, when he showed up, the crowd pop was insane.
619 lucha.
Who else? The crowd chants weren't exactly there because I knew them, because when they say this is scheduled for a 1 fall, I yelled 1 fall. No one else did. I'm like,
No one
did I
else
have
did?
it wrong? Yeah, I'm like, I thought I knew these things. I've been to small local amateur shows with 12 people there, and they all go, one fall.
No, but that's what's great about the wrestling show. If you're being loud but having fun, it's totally okay.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if I did it right. That's the thing. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is what you do.
You're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, one fall, you say it. I went to the show. Yeah, so we saw that. We saw, who was the guy? Kevin Owens was there. That was pretty cool.
Did he get a good pop?
He got some pop, and then he was partnered with someone. Who's his tag team partner?
It would have been Seth Rollins, probably.
Yeah, Seth Rollins was there. I heard that name before. Becky Lynch obviously got the W. Great little main event there.
Did you boo her?
Are you supposed to boo her? I didn't know that.
Well, that's what I had messaged when Shannon had sent me a couple photos when you guys were there, and I told her, boo the good guys and cheer the bad guys. It's more fun.
That is fun. I do love the heel. You gotta love a good heel in
But
wrestling.
who did she take on? Becky Lynch?
No,
No, sorry,
really.
Bianca Belair. What do we have here?
No, it's
KO?
something. It was Ray. It was Ray something.
Oh, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley. What do you have? Riddle, Austin Theory, Matt Riddle, your boy there from
Was that-
UFC.
He was not in the UFC.
Yeah,
Get out of town.
Matt Riddle. Yeah, he was like he was like a 3-time former like fight of the night winner. Dana White suspended him twice for having pot on his.
Okay, that's why I recognize the name like
Yeah.
Riddle. Like I know that name.
Matt Riddle.
I don't know why I knew it. Yeah,
Yeah, Dana White.
He didn't get a charisma pop.
Dana White suspended him, I think, twice for weed being in his system in a drug test.
Yeah.
Or either suspended him once and the second time was like, okay, I gave you a chance, you're out. Or it was twice and then the third time was you're out. But
Yeah. So I mean, there was a bunch of people there. It was fucking fantastic.
Finn
would highly
Balor,
recommend.
Damian Priest? That looks like a good match.
I don't remember that one.
U.S. for the United States Championship.
Oh yeah. I saw the United States Champion, which I thought was a funny name for the belt, the United States Championship. Yeah, that was a good little bit tilt.
Robert
fun
Roode
tilt.
and The Miz, the guy, one of the guys who Mysterios
Yeah.
were fighting. Robert Roode, good Canadian boy.
Yeah. That
So
was
a
great.
couple
I mean,
Canadians on this show.
a couple Canadians. Yeah, I guess Kevin Owens is Canadian.
Yeah, Montreal.
Look at that. Stellar. So the game this week, Cam, is obviously you know a lot more about wrestling than I do, but we're going to test your knowledge here, Cam. I have 6 finishing moves. 3 of those are fake. 3 of those are real.
Okay.
You're gonna
Okay,
tell
so this
me-
isn't a game. This is like just like a trivia. This is like an unnamed game.
Yeah, we don't really need to name every game, but this is
Okay.
I just because I did find the name so silly, like the 619. I always do that one. Like, what a silly name, right?
I think it's the area code in Los Angeles, I believe.
That makes sense. All right, Cam. So we got 6 names here of finishing moves. Some of them are real, some of them are fake. The first one, and these go for.
What's up with us doing real and fake shit, by the way?
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
This one is. These are from all different time periods, but all from the higher echelons. Okay.
Okay.
First one, the cross-face Calgary clutch.
Yeah, that sounds like one from the fucking 80s or 70s. Because it would be someone from the Hart family. So I'm going to say it's real. But someone coming out of the Hart dungeon there, out of fucking whatever it was called, Stampede Pro Wrestling, or it's not, you know. So it's either real and from the 80s or fake. So I'm going to say it's real and from the 80s.
Good guess. It was a variation of one. So it was the Calgary. The real one was called the Calgary Crab, and that was the real one. The cross-face Calgary clutch is not a real wrestling move until it is. So
Okay.
Feel free to steal that one. Cam, the next one is Code Breaker.
Yeah, of course. That's one of Chris Jericho's finishers. Sasha Banks took it later on. Codebreaker's real.
Damn it. I had no idea how quick you get these ones. Yes, the Code Breaker is a double knee face breaker. The move can be performed at almost any time and is nearly as versatile as the RKO. The move debuted in 2007 and has been Jericho's main finisher since, winning him multiple championships. All right, Cam. Next one up, the Octopus Grip.
That one sounds fake. That one sounds fake. Yeah, I can't picture who would have done it. So I'm gonna say it's fake.
That one's a fakie. Yeah, I thought the octopus, clamped down.
I get them with they're slimy. They'll
The old
grip
octopus
ya,
grip. Yeah.
whatever.
All right, Cam, next one up, the code red.
That sounds like a real one. I just don't know who would have done it. Nothing comes to mind. Is it real?
It is not. It was the code blue is the real one.
Oh, okay. Never heard of that one either.
Next one up is the Swanton Bomb.
The Swanton Bomb, baby. Yeah, that's Jeff Hardy's go-to. That's his shit right there.
Look at you. The Senton Bomb variation is simple enough. A simple senton, but with the user stretching out a bit more and waiting until the last moment to execute the flip. In more recent years, Sin Cara used the move in WWE, even performing a springboard variation. Next up, Cam, the meat hook clothesline.
What is that? So how many are fake? So we're at 3 fakes already. So I guess the rest are real?
Damn it. I shouldn't have told you. Yeah, the meat hook clothesline is a real one, and it's no fancy name. It's as self-descriptive as Ryback does it, and with his own flair of the move, though, as he winds up in the corner, reminiscent of Shawn Michaels, where the HK Bomb foot stomps, Ryback pumps his arm. So it's just a big clothesline.
Okay.
That's it. That's the game.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was the last one.
That was 6.
Not bad.
So yeah, they just some little fun. Keep on the wrestling theme. I think if you're interested though, the crossface Calgary clutch is up for grabs and probably my best one.
If somebody wants to do it, some like aspiring wrestler out there or something wants to steal that finisher,
what do you think it would be? The crossface Calgary clutch.
It would have to be something that Bret Hart does. That's saying it would have to be something that a Canadian from Calgary does.
Yeah, but we can find one of those. But we find that. What do they have to do?
I don't know. I kind of see it kind of like a guillotine choke. I kind of see it maybe something like that. Maybe it's more like a bank statement where like they're lying flat on their stomach and you're over top of them pulling back on their face, like kind of like reefing their back there. I could see that.
I could see that.
I could see that being a possible one. It's like a submission. It's definitely a submission. Submission over a tactical maneuver. But yeah,
something to think about. The octopus grip. The octopus grip. We're gonna scrap that one. The code red. I mean, you apply it to anything. That's an easy one.
Yeah, that could be anything. That could be Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's keep plowing ahead here, Cam. I know that we had a big episode of the boys from Miami-Dade County. That's right, it's Slice of Ice.
There it is.
I fucking nailed it.
Walking on the beach and it's really hot. I think I'm gonna go get a pina colada. Miami Vice is a slice of ice. My Miami Vice is a slice of ice. Wearing cool clothes and smoking cigars. Say hello to my little friend. Miami Vice is a slice of ice. My Miami Vice is a slice of ice.
It took me 4 weeks. It's the Vice's rice.
Yeah, you know the deal, folks. We have we go through the special adventures of Crockett and Tubbs, baby, the Miami boys, and as they clean the streets of dirty Miami. But here's the hint: we only have 5 minutes to recap the episode for you. So we're gonna try our best to give you as much detail as we can. Cam, I'm gonna kick this week off. Did you know that?
Yes, sir. I sure hope so.
I sure as hell hope so. And then I'm going to kick it over to you. Hopefully we only have 5 minutes to do it. We've got our timers ready, and we are 5, 4, 3, 2. And we open up on Crockett shaving while Tubbs is listening back to a wiretap. He has a camera on some bad guys apparently worth $15 million. And to boot, Crockett is getting divorced today. The tech guys come in to relieve them, and we roll to those super sexy credits where after the credits, the boys drive up to the courthouse, and Crockett sees Caroline, his ex-wife, walking in. They lock eyes and share a somber moment. Crockett's lawyer and Caroline's lawyer get into it a little bit on the steps of the courthouse before they walk in. Crockett tells Caroline that he understands that she wants to move to Atlanta, and Caroline seems to have maybe changed her mind. Caroline comes back and tells the lawyer that the case is off, and the two of them walk away hand in hand. That's right, divorce over. Back to the lookout, where a man puts a bag in a car, and he has an earpiece of some kind. Yeah, let's remember that. He pulls up to the bad guys in a limo, opens up the bag, pulls up a shotgun, and blasts them to bits. A vice cop who's standing right there goes to make the arrest, and gets a shotgun to the chest, falls to the ground. The shooter gets picked up in another car, and they are off. Cops start the chase as the bad guys weave in and out of traffic. They pull into a hotel parking lot, but lose their tail. Tubbs gets the word that the car's been found in a parking lot, and he doesn't want to waste any time. So he grabs an officer's shotgun and just starts running through crowds of people who don't seem to care. This man has a shotgun, but he's not fast enough to get away. Afterwards, police find a briefcase in the hotel. It has $20,000 in cash, a gun, and a notebook that Lou, the captain, opens up, and he has a very bad look in his eyes. He brings the notebook over to Tubbs, who reads it and shares the same worried expression. We cut to a nude Crockett and Caroline, who just slept together, as they talk about their marriage, and it seems like they both maybe want to make it work. Then the doorbell rings, and it's Tubbs and Lou. Tubbs is talking about the murder from this morning and shows Crockett the notebook. He tells Crockett that it's a hit list, and Crockett is number 8 on that list, and the first 6 names are already dead. Back at the station, they couldn't find anything in the hotel room. The first 5 names on the list are all apparently low-level drug dealers who were moving up in the game. The only prints they could lift were from the car. They're unknown, but apparently they do have international ties known by Interpol all over the world. We get a torn receipt at the hotel. This has name under the name Carlos Mendez. While Caroline and Billy have been put into protective custody, they also want Crockett to go into protective custody, but he wants to stay on the case. We cut to a man picking up his glasses and guns and bullets. He appears to be watching Crockett's housebook. Back at the station, we get a visual of the assailant, and Tubbs recognizes Calderone in the photo. Remember from episode 1? He wants to be behind this somehow. Back at the houseboat, the man's loading up his sniper from far away as Crockett preps his things. Lou, the sergeant, notices a flash of light from the tower, pushes Crockett aside as the sniper fires. Boom! Crockett gets pushed away, but Lou gets shot. As we go to commercial, Cam, over to you.
So Lou Rodriguez is now undergoing surgery at the medical facility of the hospital, and the vice cops learn that all 6 dead dealers all had ties to Calderone. They track down the final name on a list, a nightclub owner named Linus Oliver. Crockett and Tubbs arrange up to meet up with Mendez at Linus's club, and after Linus leaves, Crockett claims that he's not worried at all about the bounty on his head, but his true feelings are revealed when he pulls his gun on a civilian who stops him after he dropped his cigarette. Crockett finally agrees that maybe this is getting to him and just decides to go back to the safe house with Caroline and Billy, his son. Next up, the vice units go to set up at I'm running out of time. At Linus' club and wait for Mendez to arrive. While they wait, 2 men attempt to get Trudy to dance, becoming aggressive as she turns them down. This creates a confrontation, an all-out brawl on the floor. During the chaos, Linus spots Mendez in the crowd, and the cops start moving in to bust him, unaware that the real assassin, a man named Armstrong, is watching them from the crowd. Thinking that he and his family are safe now that Mendez has been busted, Crockett, Caroline, and Billy head home. Meanwhile, Tubb intensely questions Mendez, but he stays silent. The interrogation is interrupted by a report that Linus has been shot dead in front of his own apartment, leading Tubbs to realize that the shooter is still on the loose and probably going after Crockett next. Oh boy! Tubbs takes Crockett's Daytona and speeds across Miami to Warma, arriving at Caroline's house with his family. Crockett notices Armstrong's trademark donut and coffee is spilt on the living room floor and pulls his son out of the way just as the assassin comes out shooting. Tubbs storms in to help Crockett, and Armstrong shoots his way through the window, emerging to find a bunch of officers waiting for him, and he goes down firing. Realizing what Crockett life as a cop entails, Caroline reluctantly tells him that they cannot work things out between them, and Crockett agrees to reschedule the divorce hearing. Meanwhile, Tubbs receives a call on Crockett's car phone informing him that Rodriguez has died from his injuries. He tells a shocked Crockett, where did my website?
15 seconds.
And that Mendez is finally broken down. Her question reveals that Calderone is in the Bahamas, and the 2 vice cops prepare to go after their dealer. End of episode.
We're going to the Bahamas, baby! Let's go! The episode is over. Bye. That was good.
Yeah.
Snuck it right under there.
That's what we do. Okay. 42 minutes in. Plowing through this podcast, Cam. I feel like we're continually adding new things to the show, which is fantastic. That was a good one. What are we at? What are we, like 5 games now per episode? This is becoming a game show.
It's pretty much a game show at this point, Cam. I think we can probably get 3 or 4.
At least.
Well, it all depends how much bullshit we want to talk about in the middle, I would say.
Yeah, I like the bullshit personally. I think that's my favorite part of the podcast.
You prefer bullshit.
I prefer bullshit. You prefer scriptured games.
Scriptured.
You scriptured games. Scriptured. It's funny because Shannon told me this week. She's like, you use a lot of big words. I'm like, I don't think I use them correctly, but I do use them.
and where did that go? Have you started trying to be sure that you're using the correct words, or?
Well, the penultimate answer to that is yes.
The penultimate. So what's the ultimate answer to that?
We're not sure.
Okay.
We're not sure what the difference is.
Right.
Yes. Word of the day calendar is hot and heavy.
All right. Yeah, because you've been peeling that back every single day, but I can see you're a few weeks behind.
Yeah, I got like the 1970s version of it, and there's some words on there that we can't say.
Of course, a lot of like jive turkey kind of thing.
Yeah, we're not going to get into those ones.
No, we don't have to.
All right, well, why don't we keep plowing ahead here, Cam, and jump into not our final game name, but a penultimate classic.
See, now that is how you use the word penultimate.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know for when Shannon comes home. Cam, we go through headlines and asinines, and just like our wrestling game, trying to figure out what's real and what's fake.
Hey, headline, headline or asinine.
First one, the Octopus Grip is the most dangerous move in wrestling, as reported by the WWE. Headline or asinine?
As reported by the crack team over there at the WWE.
No, I got a real one for you, Cam. Headline or asinine, Cam? Is a recession coming? Alan Greenspan says the answer is in men's underwear.
Okay, so of course, who's Alan Greenspan?
He's a. Just think of him as like a financial person.
Right, he's the type of guy who wants me to kill myself because I don't.
He's a guy that predicts recessions.
He predicts recessions.
Yes. And upswings.
Okay, so what's he predicting this time? Sorry, you got to say that again.
Is a recession coming? Alan Greenspan says the answer is in men's underwear.
The answer is in men's underwear. I mean, I can see that, right? So the women's underwear industry is honestly one of the most reliable industries on the planet. You know, like the production of wheat, the production of oil, and women buying new underwear.
No, this is for men's underwear.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yeah, I just have a tendency to not listen, and I wanted to make sure you don't do the same thing.
No, I have a tendency to listen. So women's underwear, you can set your watch to a certain amount of income deriving from the entire industry, the entire field. Men's underwear, I mean, I bought some boxers early 2020, maybe late 2019. And I don't think I've gotten new underwear since then. I think I'm probably sitting on they're sitting a little over 2.5 years now. Of course, I've had some fallen soldiers along the way, but I think to boot, I presently have like 15 pairs of underwear. Way too many. I'm not. This shit's gonna last me forever. So yeah. If enough men aren't buying boxers, then we're going down, and the economy's going with us. So I'm going to say that's a headline.
This is a headline, and it's probably not for the reason you think. But you kind of nailed it, Cam. You thought women's underwear is the most stable. Men's underwear actually is a very good indicator for predicting booms and busts. The reason for that is their sales are usually very stable, and when it dips, that means that so many men are pinched, they're deciding not to replace underwear. I'm surprised by this because I thought men never decided to replace underwear. Now, yes, Cam, there is a men's underwear index that backs up Greenspan's theory. U.S. sales of men's underwear fell significantly between 2007 and 2009 during the Great Recession, but gained steam again in 2010s as the economy recovered. So, are you finding that you're buying less underwear? Maybe it's time to cash out your stocks and put them in gold.
That's interesting, Cam.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
and by retail, passive income. You're
Passive
honestly,
income.
if you don't,
Oh,
have,
you don't own an underwear brand?
Wait. Are you telling me that you don't have a row of washer dryers that you charge 25 cents to use and make passive income as a laundromat?
Passive income. Say it with me. Tap your chest. Passive income.
All right. Cam, I got a headline here for you. Are you ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Cam, headliner Asinine, man dies in car crash while masturbating and driving.
Who hasn't done this except for the car crash part? Man, this is probably a guy who gets way too much head on the road and decided that why need a woman in the car? You know, the economy's tough. Underwear sales are down.
Yeah.
Just do it yourself. Passive income, right? You always want to work for yourself. That's what they always tell us. That's what we always preach here at Two Season a Pod. Be your own boss. And you know what? It sounds like he was not the master of his own domain here. Probably a little bit of a traffic accident, you know, not going too fast, maybe a little bit of a 4-1 blockage, just, you know, keeping the pedal pretty loose. Airbags go off and dead like that. This one seems completely plausible. Yeah, men, what's that famous women's podcast? Girls Gotta Eat, men's gotta yeet.
Men's gotta yeet. Cam, that is the headline here for you. This is a story out of Detroit, where a 50-year-old man named Clifford Jones was killed on the spot when his car rolled over and he lost control. Jones was ejected through the sunroof of the car while driving along the highway and was found with his pants down with pornography playing on his cell phone. Didn't even go into the lock screen, just kept playing on the next video. Local, and I didn't see it, but apparently you can. There's CCTV footage caught of the car losing control, flipping over, and his body being thrown from the sunroof. Probably because he did not have both hands on the steering wheel.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching a video, too, that's just doubling up on your hand space. That's why you need to have the magnetic clip in your car. Drive safely, folks.
Yeah, get the magnetic clip thing that kind of sticks onto your, the vent. I mean, if you're going to do it safe, you got to be safe about this, kids.
Got to be safe. Cam, headliner Asinine, Denver man faces felony after city accuses him of charging Tesla at public park.
Okay, so I guess, yeah, there would have been a place to charge your phones or, you know, like whatever you have, and then this guy was charging his Tesla. Yeah, see, that's the thing with the electric car, right? You gotta be prepared to, kind of prep at home. I feel like there's a lot more prep involved, right? Because you can't just go anywhere and plug in, right? Or if you do...
Cam, this is what they used to say about gas phones, too.
Gas phones?
You always got to bring an extra can of gasoline for your phone in case you get into a dead zone.
Exactly. Yeah, but now...
This is for the listeners, the non-millennial listeners.
But
you
now
guys
that
don't remember the gas
I'm
phones.
vaccinated, my phone works everywhere. It's amazing. Yeah, so I guess that was also my question. Like, what is Tesla's power draw? Like, how much does it cost you to charge?
I don't know.
A tank. I don't know what that is, right? I guess not even a tank, your battery.
Notes. That's a note.
Certainly it would be, yeah, that's a note. Certainly it would be less than the price of gas of today. Am I right?
Hey, did you hear? I got robbed at the pumps today. $1.91 a liter. Am I right?
But yeah, so I think it's one of those things where they have to just do it on principle, right? Because if you let one Tesla douchebag charge his car in the public park, then you're gonna have to let every Tesla douchebag charge their car. And in that case, like, it's just not gonna work. But your Tesla, come on, shouldn't there be like a solar panel on the top? Anyways, isn't this already like a spacecraft or something? Like, if we're not going balls to the wall to make this work, then what the hell are we doing here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think it's just a good time to mention one of our premium sponsors, ExxonMobil. Are you finding the price of electricity is too high? ExxonMobil will take you there.
I'm going to say it's in some kind of douchey place like Santa Barbara. So I'm going to say this is a headline.
This is Asinine. Also, another case of Cam wasn't listening. Denver man.
Oh, Denver man. Okay. That should have been my giveaway right there. Nobody in the Midwest drives a Tesla. Come on.
It's all oil money in Denver.
Exactly. All
That's
oil and cattle.
All right, hit me up.
Hey, Cam, here we go. Headliner Asinine. Teacher admits to feeding students cupcakes with semen in them.
Why would you ever admit to that? I mean, it's so easy to get right by with it. Who hasn't done that at a classic Christmas party? You know, punch the... you know, put a little whiskey in the bowl, a little bit of cum in the cupcakes. No one knows the difference. It's just glazed to them. Yeah, this one, I think this happens too much to even think. I think the real red flag here is that person's never, ever letting anyone know unless it's their deathbed. I'm going to call bullshit on that one, Cam.
Cam, this one is a headline here for you. This is a story out of Louisiana where a middle school teacher named Cynthia Perkins has been sentenced to 40 years in prison after admitting in court that she fed her students cupcakes which were laced with the semen of her ex-husband. The 36-year-old was sentenced to 40 years without the possibility of parole after accepting a plea bargain which included charges like second-degree rape, producing child pornography, and conspiracy mingling of harmful substances. Part of the plea deal will also require the cooperation of her ex-husband, who is a 44-year-old former ex-police officer. In court, Perkins admitted to helping her husband sexually assault a child before filming them, bathing them, and eventually putting his own semen into cupcake batters that he made her bring to school to feed the kids that she was teaching.
Wow, that went dark.
Didn't it? Next month, her ex-husband, Dennis Perkins, will go on trial, and prosecutors are hoping they can reach a plea deal with him also.
Lovely. That's good news to start your day. Next up, Cam, is headliner Asinine. Pokemon Go battle.
You give me shit when the headlines are good enough, and then you give me shit when the headlines are too good.
I don't like where the progress bar is going, Cam.
The progress...
That's all I'm going to say.
What am I supposed to... Okay, I'll go back to... See, you shit on me when I say a worm's eating plastic, and then you're like, oh, too much when someone's eating cum.
I'm just shitting.
There's no gray area between plastic worm and eating cum.
We're focused
We've
on
all
moving
eaten
the
cum.
progress
It's not
bar.
like it's creepy or anything.
We're moving the progress bar forward today. Okay.
What a bad impression that is.
Okay. All right. Headliner Asinine, Cam. Pokemon Go battle leads to gunfire in Detroit.
I'm surprised. This is a headline from 2014, straight out of 2014. I recall a case where, so I never played it, but I was back in Newmarket, I guess, when it started to get big, and there was one of the hot spots was right along Main Street. But the problem is that kids would go there just at night and then just like swarm around. And on Main Street in Newmarket, people live above the shop. So there's like a lot of people, and you know, there's 40 people on the fucking street. Other people are trying to go to bed. There was a case where someone was shot at by a BB gun just because these kids were out here until 1:30, 2 in the morning playing their fucking Pokemon game. So I can certainly see how a gunfight would ensue. I also don't quite understand how the game works. It's like, I think you go to an area and then a Pokemon is there. So then hypothetically 2 people could be fighting over that Pokemon. Or I think there's also a situation where if you fight people at a location, you become like the king of that location, the gym owner, if I can talk in Pokemon vernacular. So it was probably something to do with that. The fact that guns are involved really makes me feel unsafe, just because I don't have a gun to then fight back. Like, I'm scared I'm going to be playing Pokemon Go and someone's going to pull a gun on me. See, I would feel a lot more confident if I was playing Pokemon Go and then I also had a gun to point back at somebody.
That's why we live in Texas.
That's why we recently uplifted the podcast to Austin, Texas. Austin. Because you and I recently got...
Don't tread on me?
Cam, you and I recently got sleeve tattoos. We shaved our head bald. And we moved to Austin. I am gonna say, more than anything else, Pokemon Go. It's a dangerous game. Not the most dangerous game, but it's a headline.
This one's asinine. I feel like it could have been a headline. I feel like maybe if I Google it,
this sounds like it would have been a headline at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Cam, send me one. Send me a good one.
Okay, I got one here for you, Cam. Headliner Asinine, child expert grants dying boy's wish to have sex.
So, child expert?
Yes.
Child expert. Here, I just gotta grab something. She's barking to grab a bone off the thing here. 1 second.
Yeah, the old ball and chain, right? Hey, oh. I'm sorry, that was rude. But I am going to fill time. Yes, I did say child expert. By the way, it is a headline. You guys will be hearing about it, and we'll see if Cam figures it out. It'll be a lot of fun. But now you, the listener, you know.
And 3, 2, 1. Child expert. Grants.
Okay, I'm going to say this one again. Child expert grants dying boy's wish to have sex.
This one's a little bit nerve-wracking. I don't feel like a child expert. I assume is a therapist of some sort, and then boys wish to have sex. You're crossing a lot of state lines here as well as moral lines. Another... Cam going deep in the hole here of kids having sex. Don't know what's going on there, Cam, but don't want to look at your browser history right now. Hey, I just can't see this happening. I can't see a boy under 18 being granted sex because someone's going to get in big trouble there. I'm going to call bullshit on this one.
So what are you calling?
Asinine.
Cam, this one is a headline here
Get out of
for
town.
you. This is a story out of Australia where local child psychologists have condemned the actions or decisions made by a colleague who allowed a 15-year-old boy with terminal cancer to have sex with a prostitute before he died. That's right. In a bizarre, almost Make-A-Wish type campaign, this boy had told his psychologist that he did not want to die a virgin. And, well, that's exactly what happened last week. Without consulting his parents, the boy's psychologist kind of canvassed options of what could actually happen and initially tried to suggest some kind of donation thing where people would donate to this kid and then he would take that money and have sex with a prostitute, which was, of course, obviously rejected on legal grounds. But that didn't defer a group of his friends taking the boy out of the hospital over to King's Cross, which is Sydney's red light area, and taking him to have sex with a prostitute. The specialist said that after the boy's greatest wish was to experience sex with a woman, adding he was very, very happy and only disappointed that it was over so quickly.
Is that a real line in there?
That's a poll quote. That's a poll quote for you. Of course, the boy has since passed away, and the child psychologist really defends what he has to say, saying it was part of the therapy. People talk about a trip to Disneyland being therapeutic. What's the difference?
Hey, you know what? Good for him.
Good for him. That's all I can say, you know? Like, the kid wanted to bang. Can you blame him? And it's not like
he's consenting. That's
and
the
it's
thing.
not like he was like, hey, I want my dying wish to bang Jessica Alba. He was even realistic. He was like, just a prostitute.
Just something simple.
You know, something simple, something very mechanic.
$35 an hour at level here. We're not going anything crazy.
Exactly. You know, you're not going to charge the whole hour or something, you know.
Yeah, it's quick and easy. Cam, let's move on to our Rex shrug it or plug it.
Close.
And plug it or shrug it.
There it is.
Plug it or shrug it. 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 All right, Cam, I got a plug for you this week. Do you or someone you know might have a turbulent history with the law or are scheduled to go to jail soon? Tell you what I got for you, Cam. the Prison Cooking Guide. That's right. If you go on YouTube right now and look up Larry Lawton's Prison Cooking Guide, you'll be able to find 4 classic videos on how to make prison pasta, how to make prison pizza, how to make prison grilled cheese, and one more, which I cannot remember. And, oh, you think it stops there? No. This will go into details on how to get the razor out of the razor blade while still giving it back, making the guards assume the razor's still in there, using that to cut up your garlic. How to make a stove with just 2 shower grates and an electric cord, and much, much more. He's also coming out with a book on the Larry Lawton's Prison Cooking Guide. I'm not sure who it's for, but this could be a fun date night for you or someone that might be going to jail soon.
Wow, this is not the first time this man has come. This man's name. I think you have a little crush on him. I think at this point.
Love me some Larry Lawton. Love me some Larry Lawton.
Okay. That's right, the Prison Cooking Guide, which I didn't know they let the prisoners cook. So I thought that was kind of like, reserved for a staff type of position. They wouldn't want convicts close to knives and burning oils.
Well, I don't think they do, but it's prison, so they find a way. All you got is time on your hands to think about how to do things.
Wait, this isn't the sexy inmate, is it? Remember that inmate that had the mugshot, now he's a model? Is this a different guy?
No, Larry's not that pretty.
No, he's been in a few.
Larry Lawton he looks exactly how he sounds.
That's a good point. I'm Larry Lawton.
I'm Larry Lawton, former jewel thief, America's greatest jewel thief, and I'm going to teach you how to make pasta in prison.
How did he get out then? I feel like if you're
he served his time.
Then the time was not enough.
What do you mean? He just robbed fucking jewelers. No one got hurt.
Exactly, but I feel like if you're the greatest, that means you achieved the highest potential. And the highest potential means jail for the longest.
No.
Like, what could you steal to be in jail for longer? That's what I'm saying.
I think you take people's body. Like, you're a body snatcher if you're going to jail for that long. If you're just stealing money, it's not. And he always says it. I don't recommend it. I don't endorse it. And he kind of leaves it at that. He doesn't justify it. But my point of view is if you're killing someone, that's when you land in jail forever. If you're just stealing from jewelers, meh. You know what's funny about stealing from jewelers, Cam? It's probably their best sales day because they get insurance money on every item that was stolen.
That's a good point, and kind of maybe, I bet if you're a jewelry store owner, you're hoping your store gets robbed because that's like a headline thing. No one's going to blame you. No one's going to not go to a store because it was robbed once in the middle of the night. You
literally clear out your inventory that day.
You can flip
and get paid for it all.
Yeah.
You might as well, I'm sure that as soon as it happens, they investigate them like, are you sure you weren't in on this? They're like, I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder what industry insurance fraud is the most prevalent. If it's something like high retail, diamonds, fucking Gucci purses, whatever the shit. I wonder. Well, I've also that was fantastic, Cam. Learn to cook in prison on YouTube, Cam. I've got something here for you. I've got to plug it today. Also, if you subscribe to Crave here in Canada, or maybe if you're down there on the States on HBO Max, I got to plug the show Vice Principals. A short run show, starring, produced, written by Danny McBride, where him and Walton Goggins play vice principals, both vying for the spot of to be the principal of the school. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. It's a lot of fun, and it's not. I like when dramedies aren't too, like comedy dramedies. I like it when it's more calm than dram. Like, I want it to be funny and then not end making me feel, like, gut-wrenched. I want it to end and me being like, that was so pleasant. And Vice Principal gives you that. So you should check it out. There's 2 seasons over there on Crave. I think you would love it.
Oh, thank you. I'll see if I can squeeze it into the watching schedule. I'm on a strict no watching television or YouTube before 10 o'clock until Easter.
You've been talking about that because you like you said last week, you sacrificed it for Lent.
That's right. I sacrificed it. So might be able to squeeze that in after work, but we got to make gains after work too. So it's all about balance.
There's not enough hours in the day to do all the stuff you want.
No, not enough hours in life. So you just make the most of it. Okay, Cam. Well, that wraps up our time here.
I think that wraps up our time. Thanks for listening, folks. Again, rate, like, subscribe to the shows everywhere. twoceesinapod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Come back next week, where we've got, just kind of, we're fucking doing it now. We're still rocking. We're still here.
Rocking. We're still here. And folks, never forget, 32% of Americans listen to podcasts at least once a month. Why don't you tell your friend and make it 33? I'm Cam McClare, signing off.
Take care, folks.
Continuing tonight on Two C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your.
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's because we're 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.